Hey, how's it going? It's Sam Frost here from reviewsboss.com, and in this video I'm going to be giving you a detailed review of Clickbank. Pretty much the most popular article I ever posted on reviewsboss.com has been a pretty basic review of Clickbank. People are just fascinated by Clickbank for a whole load of reasons, primarily if you've ever gone online and looked up affiliate marketing or how to make money online. At some stage you've probably come across Clickbank. Someone's probably recommended you try Clickbank, and so with that in mind, what I want to do is basically talk you through the platform. This video isn't going to be me teaching you how to make money with Clickbank. I'm going to have some tutorials coming out on that, as well as just talking you through some guides that I've read and think have a lot of valuable information. But basically what I want to do is review the key features of the platform, what you need to know, what you need to be aware of, and give my overall opinion on what I think about Clickbank. So this video is going to be done like most of the videos on this channel, screen capturing the product. In this case, the product is Clickbank, and you've got me hopefully appearing somewhat presentable in the corner in the webcam. And yeah, I'm just going to be sort of talking you through my thoughts and feelings on Clickbank, what I think you need to be aware of, and whether or not you should try using Clickbank. And I'm going to cover it from a few different perspectives. I'm going to cover Clickbank from the perspective of affiliate marketers. I'm going to cover Clickbank from the perspective of customers buying the products that are sold through Clickbank. And I'm going to cover Clickbank quickly through the perspective of being a vendor and selling products on there as well. So this is going to be a reasonably long video, but hopefully you find some value in there. I've time-stamped in the video description when I jump to each of the key points. So if you just want to learn about whether Clickbank is any good, if you're a vendor, then just click the relevant link in the description, and that will take you to that part of the video. So anyway, let's start off with what Clickbank is. Basically, Clickbank is an online marketplace. Clickbank don't sell products themselves in the sense that they don't make them, apart from a couple. I think they do Clickbank University, although that might actually be even a third-party product that just uses the Clickbank name and is sort of approved by them. But basically what they've done is they've built a system that allows three groups of people to come together. The first is the vendor. The vendor is someone who's selling a product. So if we look at Superior Singing Method here, they're a vendor. So there's a company or a person who's created a product called Superior Singing Method, and they want to sell that product online. Same goes with Rocket Languages, Passion for Dancing, Paleo Restart, all those kind of things. So these are vendors, and vendors are people who build products and sell them. The next group you've got are affiliates. So affiliates are people who want to make money selling someone else's product. And the reason you might want to be an affiliate versus a vendor is you may have no interest at all in creating products, but you might have a good audience or a way to reach a good audience. So let's say you run a singing website, or a singing YouTube channel. You might be a really good singer. You may have no interest at all in going out there and creating your own singing product. Perhaps you think that, hey, I just don't have the time or the resources or the inclination to do so. So what I'm going to do is promote someone else's product, and you could promote Superior Singing Method and earn a cut on every single sale you refer of that product. And the thing with Clickbank, and one of the reasons it's grown so popular, and it's been popular for a long time now, is because as far as affiliate networks go, it does offer quite generous commissions on a lot of products. So the vendors set the commissions themselves, but they can range anywhere up to about 75%. I think there are even some products now on the platform that offer you 100% of the upfront, or some massive amount of the upfront commission, and then they make more money on the rebilling or subscription. But basically, yeah, it's not abnormal to see 50, 75% in that sort of ballpark commissions. So if someone's selling a $100 product, a $100 ebook or a $100 video course, and you refer a sale, you might earn $50 or $75. And so it's pretty easy to see why Clickbank has become so popular for affiliates, simply because there is a really wide range of products that offer great commissions. Now, if you compare that to something like Amazon Associates, which, there's a wider variety of products, but their commission structure is, not very favorable for affiliates. You're only probably getting 3, 4, 5% per sale, maybe even less, depending on what category you're promoting in. And you don't get recurring commissions if you sell a product and then that person comes back and buys the next month. you don't get any more money, whereas with Clickbank, if you sell a subscription product, you keep getting the commissions. So it's pretty easy to see why it's so popular for affiliates. And there are some affiliates who make massive amounts of money on Clickbank. I don't claim to be one. I'm not a super affiliate. I do all right, but I'm certainly not the world's foremost expert in affiliate marketing. What I'm better at is helping you identify what works and what doesn't. I have done really well with Clickbank for a number of years now. It's paid for my university education, helped me start my business, all sorts of things. But yeah, I know that there are some people out there making money you wouldn't believe with Clickbank. And also, much as with all of these things, there are lots of affiliates out there who've barely made anything. So, it's not as easy as some people make it out to be. But if you're an affiliate and you want to, basically you've got a niche audience you want to monetize, then yeah, Clickbank may well have a product or a series of products that's suitable for your needs. And the final audience are customers, people who are actually buying products that are for sale on Clickbank. Now you can actually just go on clickbank.com and buy something. So we could go and try and buy Superior Singing Method right now. We can buy it and add it to the cart. But most of the sales process or activity on Clickbank doesn't happen this way. The way it works is that you as a customer have probably looked something up online, you've probably been following someone on YouTube or subscribed to an email newsletter or something, and someone's recommended a product to you, you've checked it out, and when you buy, that payment process is managed through Clickbank. And basically what happens is if there's an affiliate, they take their cut. Now there's no downside to purchasing through someone's affiliate link with Clickbank. It's not like you get the commission added on top of what you would have paid. It's just that you might buy Superior Singing Method for $97, and the affiliate who referred you there, he might earn 50% or 75% of that, and the vendor takes a smaller amount. Now the vendors are happy to give up those big commissions because, as a rule with Clickbank, they're not selling physical products, they're selling info products. So you make the product, and then basically your marginal cost of offering the sale is next to nothing. So yeah, you might only be making 25% as a vendor, but 25% when your cost of delivery is basically zero. Now you've built the product, that's a lot of money to be making. And there are vendors who are doing spectacularly well with Clickbank as well. So what do you need to be aware of with Clickbank? Well, let's start with the affiliate side of things, because I suspect most people watching this video are interested in joining Clickbank as an affiliate. So basically what you have to do first is create an account if you want to use Clickbank. Now I first joined Clickbank over 10 years ago. It has changed a bit, but basically the process is you have to go through the application system. Now there are certain countries that aren't able to join Clickbank. For example, where are we here? I think if we look on here, for example, Nigeria, that country is not available to join Clickbank. So you can see, if you're in Namibia, you're sweet, or Nauru, or Netherlands, or New Caledonia, but there's no Nigeria. I believe the same goes for, where are we? Yeah, Kenya is another example. What about Pakistan? Are they allowed to join? Oh no, they can join. Okay, so basically if your country's in this list, you can join Clickbank. If your country's not in this list, you aren't going to be able to join. People who are in countries that aren't listed in here cannot join Clickbank. They just won't allow you to join, and there's really nothing you can do apart from trying to set up a business in another country and get in that way. So if you're sitting there going, my country's not accepted with Clickbank, I can't really help you with that, to be honest. And all you do is you go through the sign-up process, you add in your payment information, and then you set up your account and your username and all those kinds of things, and you apply. And pretty much the thing with Clickbank is that they tend to accept everybody. It's a bit different to, say, CPA affiliate networks, where you often have to go through quite an application process to join. Clickbank is a little bit more free for all, and I'll come to that later in the video because that has caused some issues in the past. So what we're going to do is just go back to the main site. So once you've signed up, what do you actually do with Clickbank? Well, what you do is you basically find products to promote, and I'll show you how this works. So you go to the marketplace, and let's say that we want to promote dog training products. We could search here for dog training and see what comes up. So firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to order by gravity. So Clickbank has this thing called gravity. Gravity is basically, it's a bit of a sort of a funny metric, but gravity really means how many affiliates are making sales. So the higher the gravity of a product is, the more affiliates there are making sales of that product. So as a rule, most Clickbank training tells you to look for products with a gravity between about 20 and 100. The products with massive gravity, like if we come into, say, health and fitness and order it by gravity, something like Flat Belly Fix with 227.54 gravity, that means tons of affiliates are referring the product. Obviously, quite a few are making sales. There's a lot of people making sales, but there's going to be huge competition. But if we go back to our dog training example, let's say we've got a dog training website or YouTube channel, and we want to find some products. We can search dog training and we can order by all these things. We might say, hey, what dog training product is going to make us the most dollars per sale? And we can see here that there's some stuff that's coming through that's not relevant. Clickbank search isn't amazing, to be honest. But we can see here Doggy Dan's online dog trainer. That is claiming it's the fastest growing dog and puppy training product on the web. Video training membership covers every problem, SPCA endorsed, top converter with trial, ask about new high converting funnel, 70% commission, packed affiliate program, and loads of free videos. And we can see that on average we're going to earn $106.44 US sale. So basically what that is a reflection of the average you would make, including any rebill payments. We can see here that the initial dollars you would make a sale is $28.03, but the average rebill total is $97.43. And basically, once you work out what you would make on average by selling it and the average length of time people stay on the rebill and all those kind of things, if we sold a copy of this, we might make on average $106.44, and that's US dollars as well. Now that's pretty good. If you sell one of those a day, you're making a really nice amount of money. If you sell 5 of those a day, you're making a small fortune. So you can see why people love Clickbank. And all we would have to do is, if we were logged into our Clickbank account, we would hit promote. And what it's going to do here is tell us that affiliates have to be pre-approved to earn commissions for this product. So this particular product you have to approve, or you have to apply to promote. So I've never checked out this product before. I wasn't aware that this was a pre-approval product, but just to give you some context, some products allow you to promote as long as you've got a Clickbank account. Other ones like this make you apply to promote. So what they want to do is try and screen affiliates to get some higher quality ones. So as opposed to doing network-wide screening, they're doing it at a product level. So a vendor can say, I only want approved product affiliates to promote my product. And basically, if you were approved, you would apply. If you were approved, you get your hop link, which is your Clickbank affiliate link. And then you can start promoting that product and earning commissions. But if you were logged into a normal product, we'll see if this one will let us do it. Here you go. We put in our account nickname, testing. We can give it a tracking ID if we wanted to, say, use a specific Facebook link or Google Ads link or email link or whatever. We would generate our hop link, and what it does is gives you an encrypted link that you can then use in your promotions. And if my account nickname was testing, and I sent someone to this encrypted link here and they purchased this product, I would get a 75% commission. And that's basically how it works. So the actual functionality of the Clickbank platform is really straightforward, but it's probably not the reason you're watching this review. You're probably watching this review to say, how good is the platform for affiliates? And there are a few fish hooks you do need to be aware of when it comes to using Clickbank as an affiliate marketer. So one of them is the fact that Clickbank has a very generous refund policy. Basically, any product that is sold on Clickbank has to have a 60-day, pretty much no questions asked refund policy as part of the sale of the product. And as affiliates, this can cause a whole lot of problems, because what can happen is you can sell a product today, and then in 59 days time someone can actually refund that product and you have to return your commission. Now, if you're getting good turnover with your commissions, it's not the end of the world, because what happens is, it sort of all washes out. Obviously, if you're in some niches are much more prone to having serial refunders. Make Money Online is probably the best example of this. There are people who know how the system works. They'll just buy every new product and pretty much just refund everything they buy. And it can be really frustrating. Of course, where it can cause some real problems is, let's say you make a sale today and then Clickbank pays you out with their payment cycle, and then in 59 days time that product gets refunded. Then you actually can wind up owing Clickbank money. And I don't think they come after anyone for owed money, but they can shut your account down and stop you from promoting. So the biggest complaint most affiliates will have about Clickbank is the fact that the refund period is just... it's really long. I mean, 60 days, the customer doesn't have to have any real reason why they've requested the refund. They can just request a refund for any reason whatsoever. Now, the reason Clickbank does this is because of the fact that at least historically, they've had a lot of really crap products on here that have been posted by very unscrupulous vendors. And what would happen is people would buy these products, and the vendors would pretty much know that what they were selling was junk. But if they sold 1,000 copies, and even if 75-80% of them refunded, but 20% couldn't be bothered to refund or forgot to do it, they've made some nice money, and probably someone else has done most of the work for them on the promotion. Certainly when I started out on Clickbank, there was some real rubbish on here, and there are still some pretty abysmal products on Clickbank to this day as well. I think they have done a really good job over the years of trying to improve the quality of what's being sold. It's not as much of a Wild West scenario as it was, but there is some residual damage from the early days. The biggest issue being basically that I think what it all comes down to is that credit card processing companies like MasterCard and Visa basically said to Clickbank in the past, look, the only way we're going to keep working with you is if you reduce the risk of there being chargebacks. What used to happen is that people would charge back aggressively on Clickbank products. So they'd buy the product, they'd say this is rubbish, and then they'd charge back on their credit card. And that's bad for the merchant processing company. So it's bad for the credit card company, and it's bad for Clickbank as well. So basically their workaround is to have this really long refund period, which for affiliates is not ideal, because what you wind up with is this risk, especially if you're in those higher risk niches. So make money online, health and fitness, self-help, those kind of things. Of someone buying from you, basically for whatever reason, using the product, deciding it's not for them, and then refunding it. And where it can get really nasty is there are people out there who will buy a product, download it, absorb all the information, then just decide they basically want it for free and get a refund. So if you're going to be an affiliate on Clickbank, you do need to be aware of this risk. It is something that can really be quite a pain in the ass, to be honest, as the refunds. Another point is the fact that you don't get paid immediately. So some platforms, like I think JVZoo, for example, they offer pretty much instantaneous payments. I sell a product now, I get some money in my PayPal account, less any fees. That's really nice. Clickbank doesn't work like that. It works on a billing cycle. I think it's bi-weekly, or maybe it's monthly. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it is bi-weekly, though. If we go and look in the affiliate support, there should be some information in here about this. And where are we going? Earning commissions and getting paid. Let's just double check. So there's information here on basically the whole way that the affiliate system and payment system works. The first thing, though, to note about getting paid is you have to reach the payment threshold. So there is you can set a payment threshold of, what I think it's pretty much whatever you like. If we have a look, it's going to try and log me in. Oh no, there we go. So the payment threshold is $10 to $1 million. The default setting is 100. We hold your payment until your payable balance reaches this amount. That makes sense. But basically what's more annoying to people is the way that the payment system works with you meeting this thing here called the customer distribution requirement. So if we just open up the guide on that, basically, Clickbank will withhold payment of any balance until an account shows a minimum of 5 sales using at least 2 of the following payment methods. So lists them there. So let's say that you sold 100 products, and for some weird reason everyone purchased with MasterCard, and you still wouldn't get paid until someone came along and purchased something with Amex or Diners Club or PayPal or Visa. So that catches a lot of newbies out, because they make a commission and they go, awesome, I've made some money, when am I getting paid? You won't get paid until you've hit this customer distribution requirement. And then the other thing is, once you're done, your payments schedule becomes 2 weeks after the period ends. So the cash flow with Clickbank, once you're up and running and making decent sales, is pretty good. But in the first instances, as a newbie Clickbank affiliate marketer, it can be quite frustrating, quite slow as well. So just bear that in mind. I know that catches a few people out. And if we just go back to the main site, I mean, as far as other things go for affiliates that you want to be aware of, you do need to be aware of some unscrupulous vendors out there who will dangle these commissions in front of you, but structure their sales pages in such a way that the customer who arrives is encouraged to sign up for a free newsletter or get a trial or something like that. And then what happens is that vendor basically poaches your commission, because they then upsell or promote to that person, that lead, without using your affiliate link. A lot of the more trustworthy vendors, they will still collect people's emails and everything, but they have systems in place that make sure that whoever sent that lead gets the commission if the person converts within 60 days. So just be aware of that. Clickbank has had problems in the past with vendors who do that. But I mean, overall, as far as an affiliate network goes, I do think Clickbank is still quite good. The biggest problem with Clickbank, to be honest, is that refund business, and also the fact that it's just got that historic sort of association with a lot of really low quality products, especially in the health and fitness, personal development, and make money online spaces. The problem with those is that there are just so many unscrupulous vendors. They have tried to crack down on it. It's definitely not as bad as it was when I first started out on Clickbank back in about 2006 or 2007. There was some absolute crap on there. I mean, I really mean junk. They have definitely upped the game a little bit, but still, some people will associate Clickbank with garbage, so you just need to be aware of that. But if you live in a approved country, if you can deal with the refund issue and you are confident at finding good quality products, because ultimately it is up to you to, just like we say buyer beware, we should say affiliate beware. It's up to you to find quality products. There is great potential on Clickbank. It's a good network. I mean, I've never had them not pay me on time. In 10 years of working with them, they offer some pretty reasonable support in my experience. And yeah, from an affiliate's perspective, usually most complaints come down to the fact that you've promoted a product that probably wasn't very good, and then people have wound up refunding that product. So yeah, overall I would recommend Clickbank if you are a prospective affiliate. I think it's a great place to find products to sell, especially if you're after info products. If you got a website that's in any sort of health and fitness, personal development, dog training, make money online, any of those kind of things, there's pretty much bound to be something that will suit you to promote on Clickbank. You just do need to do your research on what is being promoted. You also need to bear in mind that different products will have their own rules that are separate of the platform as well. So for example, some products or some vendors won't care if you register a domain name that's the product. There's a variation of the product's name. So if we take Superior Singing Method, for example, they might not mind without checking out their terms. I can't tell you, but they might say, hey, you're more than okay to register Superior Singing Method Reviews.com and build an exact match affiliate site on that domain and pump traffic through to the main landing page or your affiliate link. Other products, for example, will forbid you from doing that. They will, if they catch you doing it, they might block you from promoting your product. Same goes for pay-per-click advertising as well. Some products allow you to advertise on the product's name, others don't. Some will have rules around doing things like using, Superior Singing Method. Is it a scam? So sort of negative marketing, and then you write a review and say, oh no, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Some don't like you doing that as well. So what you need to do is familiarize yourself with Clickbank's terms of service, but also whenever you look to promote a product, familiarize yourself with the vendor's terms as well. And as long as you do that, you really, anything else that's liable to happen that's bad is probably not Clickbank's fault. It's probably the fault of the vendor, or really the only thing I can blame them for, which I can still understand why they have to do it, is that ridiculously long refund window. So just bear that in mind. Now, as far as Clickbank goes as a customer, once again, I think it's a pretty good platform. I mean, it offers good, secure payment processing. So, if you're sitting there and you're about to buy a product and you've seen that when you click to buy, it shoots you off to Clickbank or a Clickbank order page, you can rest assured that your payment details are going to be looked after. Once again, though, there are a lot of people I see who complain about Clickbank. If you search Clickbank review, I think the first link that shows up, which is like one of those sort of trusted reviews sites, gives it a score of about 1. And if we go and do that now, let's just do it together. What are we going to do? Yeah, ConsumerAffairs.com gives Clickbank a 1.2 out of 5. So what are people saying? Here you go. If you go and read through most of these, here you go. I accepted an offer on a free book, entered my CC details, note page showed there wouldn't be no charge for the book, including shipping. And what's happened there? Someone's then wound up being charged shipping and handling. Here you go. So if you go and read through these negative reviews of Clickbank on, say, Consumer Affairs or anything like that, the same sort of feedback tends to come up. And for customers, this is what you need to be aware of. Generally, what catches customers out is, firstly, products that claim to be free but charge you some sort of shipping and handling. So there's been a trend towards, for example, physical products or books, or another classic example is the survival credit card kind of things, that it's free but then you have to pay $10 shipping and handling or $15 shipping or handling, and people don't read the fine print well enough and they get charged for that. And look, some vendors, I must admit, are pretty snaky at how they try and disguise that. So that's where a lot of complaints come from. The second point, which was mentioned in one of those reviews, and I'll leave a link to this Consumer Affairs page in the video description, the other piece is rebilling. So one aspect that catches tons of people out is heaps of Clickbank products, especially in Make Money Online, health and fitness and personal development, have rebills or subscriptions. And often what will happen is, as you go through the purchase process, you will be automatically signed up to the rebill, and they might not do a very good job at awareing you, or I should say making you aware of that fact. So what you'll often see is a checkbox on the the sort of ordering process that says something like, yes, I would like to receive, the monthly premium subscription. I realize I will get my first 30 days for free, but thereafter it's going to cost me $79.99 a month. And next thing you know, you haven't really read through the page, you've purchased, you get to 31 days or whenever the end of that 30-day period is, and suddenly you've got that charge for $79.99 for the premium subscription. So what you need to do is be absolutely careful, very, very careful when you go through the purchasing process, that you are not accidentally buying something that's got a rebill in it. If you do and you want to check whether the rebill or subscription product is worth buying, what you really must do is set something like a reminder in your calendar to check if you're actually happy with the product, and set it after 7 days or 14 days. Don't set it at 29 days out, so if you forget, you then get charged. This tends to be one of the biggest reasons people complain. It's that subscription thing, those surreptitious subscriptions where you buy it and sure, you signed in the terms and conditions that you would pay the extra money after the free trial of the subscription is done. But we all know that terms and conditions, when you're reading it in the heat of the moment, you often forget to go through them in fine detail. None of us have ever been perfect at reading everything. So I generally feel sorry for customers here. And as far as my own work with Clickbank goes, I do try to avoid products that are too aggressive on pushing upsell subscriptions or sort of ongoing subscriptions, unless they make it very clear, or unless that's what the product is from the get-go. If you sign up for a $50 a month subscription product and that's what it was sold as, you can't really complain if you get a charge after a month for another $50. But if you're buying a $29 ebook and then after 31 days you get a $200 charge for a premium training product, and the only thing telling you were going to get that was a little byline on one of the order pages and maybe a little note on the Clickbank payment page itself, I can totally see how you'd forget that. So yeah, as a customer, just be aware of that. You need to be careful of this rebills issue. But apart from that, I think Clickbank is once again pretty good for customers. You've got that 60-day refund period. If you need to get your money back, you can get your money back within that 60 days, pretty much no questions asked. And without wanting to jinx things, if you do run into issues, I'm pretty sure most credit card companies will generally side with anyone who is a customer who tries to charge back a Clickbank product anyway, just because of that reputation Clickbank's got. So yeah, from a customer's perspective, most of the issues tend to come from either not reading the fine print of the product or winding up buying something that is not a good quality product, which is not Clickbank's fault per se. They're just a marketplace. It's the same as I can go on Amazon and buy a mouse pad and the mouse pad's crap quality. I guess the advantage with Amazon is you've got customer reviews baked into the platform. The issue with Clickbank is if you go and look up any Clickbank product review, chances are the entire first 1,000 results on Google will be chock full of reviews that are telling you how good the product is, probably from people who've never used the product, and solely for the fact that those affiliates want to get 50, 60, 70, 80% commissions, and earn a whole load of money. So yeah, from a customer perspective, really it is caveat emptor, or let the buyer beware. I don't think you can blame Clickbank too much. I think they've done a good job at trying to cut down on the real crap that's on the platform. There's definitely still some rubbish that gets through the gaps. But yeah, if you're a buyer, just make sure you know your rights with regards to the refund. Make sure you're careful with regards to any sort of upsell or rebill, and also do your research on the product. Generally, if you're looking for reviews of a Clickbank product, my recommendation is you look on somewhere like Reddit or on a forum. There tends to be higher chance you'll find a good review of a product. For make money online products, you can check out my site at reviewsboss.com. All the reviews I do there are pretty honest. At least I think they're honest. And if I don't like a product, I don't put my affiliate link to it either. So, you know, I'm not going to recommend you something that I think is a waste of money. And yeah, I've got experience with a lot of Clickbank products. I tend to know pretty well as well by looking at the sales page and everything. You get a feel for whether the product is just some overhyped piece of crap that all the affiliates, all the super affiliates are pushing to make money, or if it's something genuine. There are some really good products on here as much as there is some rubbish. So from a customer's perspective, you just really do need to be careful. You know, the buyer must be aware. If you're thinking of buying something, if you're watching this video because you're thinking, hey, I'm going to buy, you know, this particular product that's for sale on Clickbank, and you're struggling to find a review, just drop a comment below or send me a message. And what we can do is have a look at that product together. And if I know about the product, I'll tell you my honest opinion. Or if I don't know about it, I'll see if we can find you some honest reviews of it using some of the techniques I've developed over the years to help find reviews of Clickbank products, knowing the way that affiliates tend to hijack most of the search results. So that's the customer perspective. Once again, I think Clickbank is a good place to buy products from. You just need to be aware of what you're buying. It is just a marketplace. They aren't selling the product, they're just providing a service. That's their product. The final piece I want to mention is Clickbank for vendors. So Clickbank for people who are looking to sell products. Now, I haven't sold a product as a vendor on Clickbank in probably about 5 or 6 years. The last product I sold, I think, was in about 2000. No, it'd be longer than that, probably 7 years now. 2012, I think it was, back when I was at university. But I did used to work for a company that was one of the biggest vendors, and I think one of the biggest affiliates at the same time on Clickbank. So I do have some insights. I mean, the main thing that tends to frustrate vendors, once again, just as it frustrates affiliates, is this mandatory refund period. If you're looking to sell a make money online product or a health and fitness product, unless you really think that you need the affiliate base, you may want to look at maybe selling the product. So there are tons and tons of platforms. I think the biggest challenge Clickbank's got is that 10 years ago, when it was sort of in its heyday, and certainly when I got started, it was much harder to sell an info product online. You know, there weren't as many options with regards to platforms for selling and managing payment and everything. So Clickbank made it easy because you could create the product, pay your fee to list your product, get the affiliates. They would handle all the payment collection and file distribution and everything, and do it safely. Whereas, you know, now you've got so many options. You could use Shopify, you could use Gumroad, you could use JVZoo, you can use all sorts of things. And the thing with a lot of these other platforms is you've got the ability to set the refund period, which is quite nice. You've got the ability to set stricter terms and conditions. You know, you could say, hey, look, I'm going to sell you this product, but there's only a 24-hour refund window, and we only accept refunds for these reasons. So it cuts down the risk of being not necessarily scammed by customers, but certainly I know a frustration for vendors is you sell the product, you know, 59 days later, someone refunds it because they just wanted to get it for free, or they're just, you know, never bothered to use it. So from a vendor's perspective, that's one of the biggest downsides. Apart from that, you know, on the plus side, you've got the ability to leverage a massive audience of potential affiliates. If your product becomes popular with affiliates, or if you're good at recruiting them, you may have the ability to just sit there and basically make money largely on autopilot. You know, you've got to keep your customers happy, make sure the product does what it says on the tin, keep it updated, do customer support. But certainly in terms of promotion, you know, you may be able to rely on other people to promote your product for you, and you know, you only pay for performance. You only pay them when they sell a product, and if they hadn't have sold it, you wouldn't have made that money anyway. So the marginal value you get for those affiliate sales is massive. So yeah, from a vendor's perspective, It's probably the one area I find it hardest to comment on. I've bought a lot of products as a customer. I've sold a lot of products as an affiliate. It's just been a long time since I've been a vendor on the platform. To be brutally honest, if I was going to launch a product today, I probably wouldn't list it on Clickbank, largely because the areas I've got expertise in, which is digital marketing and affiliate marketing and those kind of things, the stuff that goes on Clickbank, I wouldn't be looking to recruit huge numbers of affiliates anyway. I'm more interested in selling directly to my own audience. And certainly those industries are the kind of ones where you get a lot of serial refunders. That being said, if you think that, hey, I've got a good product here, I'd like to make it as easy as possible for other people to promote it. Maybe you've seen big websites in your niche where your product's going to be who are using Clickbank, then I would suggest using it, just testing it. It's not particularly expensive to be a vendor. I think the listing price is not huge if we just go and have a look here and check at what it costs. So vendor overview, we'll see what we can find in here. So basically, what does it cost to list your product as a vendor? Where are we looking at here? Creating your first product. I think if we go here, this should tell us. So let's load this up. Here we go. Oh, it'll be on here somewhere. I'm not going to bother going through this. Basically, here you go, $49.95. And apologies if that seems lazy, but like I said, I'm not really too much of a vendor on the platform. I think what I'll probably do is create a product and list it on Clickbank and basically live blog in some respects the process, just so you can see it and see what you think about it. But yeah, as far as vendorship goes on Clickbank, if you have no intention on getting affiliates, I honestly probably wouldn't bother with it. I'd look at self-selling the product because you've got more control. If you're promotional, the other thing as well, for example, is things like Clickbank links can be blocked now by ad blocking tools. So I use this uBlock Origin. If I go to a Clickbank link, it will block it by default, whereas it won't block things like Shopify links. So with Shopify, you can create a digital product store and sell those digital products, and you can get paid faster as well with things like Stripe. So yeah, my take as a vendor at a very high level and not speaking with huge experience is that if you want to rely on a big audience of potential affiliates, then you should use Clickbank. Otherwise, probably look at other channels. But just to recap this Clickbank review, hopefully you found it useful. I know it's been a little bit of a sort of ramble fest, but that's just the style of reviews I do on this channel. I deliberately am trying to steer clear of being too highly produced because it's a bit of a hobby for me and I like talking a lot. But basically, yeah, if you find Clickbank, if you want to use Clickbank, I should say, really, I think it's a good platform. You just have to be aware of those downsides, and those downsides are there are some junk products on there that have caused issues with basically damaging people's trust in the platform. You've got to be aware of the refund window policy, both as a vendor and as an affiliate, and even as a customer, so you know your rights if you do buy one of those inferior products. And the other thing is just be aware of the fact that it can take longer than you think to be paid as an affiliate and as a vendor. If you need a system that says you make a sale today, you have the money in your account or your PayPal tomorrow, look at something else. Clickbank isn't right for you. But overall, I think Clickbank is pretty good. They provide a good service. What you have to do is abstract the fact that they aren't providing the products. They aren't providing the affiliate terms that are set by the vendors. They're just providing a framework, and that framework is good. So yeah, I'm keen to hear your feedback on Clickbank, whether you think Clickbank is good or bad. Drop a comment in the video below, like this video if you found it useful, and do subscribe as well for more tutorials. And you can also check out my written Clickbank review. I'll leave a link in the video description. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.